I really am kind of looking forward to fall coming and all the leaves falling off of these trees here, because this is all mine. I mean, it keeps going, and it goes way up there. There's a house up there. Those people have 1 acre of the original chunk of dirt, and again, all this used to belong to the same all the way up that hillside. But when the lady passed on, they sold all this. There's a barn down there that used to belong to all this as well. But I'm excited to be able to get in this once it's all defoliated and start clearing some of this underbrush, and we'll see what next year's blackberry harvest brings. Like, I haven't even been able to get on a good majority of my dirt because the underbrush is so thick. But soon. It's August 1st today, and when the wind blows, there's already leaves falling off of the trees. So we took a little side detour today to go to the river, and much like the rest of the entire Cumberland Gap area, there's literally just garbage everywhere. Just met a nice couple, I believe, that they put in about 15-minute drive back up that road, and they said it takes about 4 hours to come down this way and get right here. But I don't know that I would put myself in this water, to be quite honest with you, with the sheer just, like, I can't even see the bottom right there, and that's probably not even 5 feet deep. I don't know. Dude, you got your horn hooked on my pants. Just come out here and play Ram every night. Dude, you try to eat my pants. You're trying to eat my shorts. I'm not Bart Simpson. I don't want you to eat my shorts. Oh, you are rambunctious, and you've got all kind of energy. Let's eat some of that fresh hay I brought you. Huh? Jesus. Just ram your leg. Alright, so I find this to be maddening and kind of funny at the same time. And I shouldn't call it maddening, because I'm not mad about it. It's just when everything you own is on a slant, like this piece of dirt right here, this whole piece of property, there's nothing level on any of it, to be honest with you, including my house. I seeded these far left spinach, middle spicy greens, right lettuce. Well, we got a good rain And before they started sprouting, everything kind of washed into a different spot. Like, I didn't seed like that. I followed the directions. I seeded evenly throughout the center for the spicy greens, but then like that was one seed apiece over here for spinach that's popping up multiples, and then these are lettuce popping up. But if you look over in the corner, some of the spicy green seeds have washed, like it got a good rain and it washed them into a different spot in the box. My experiment with potatoes and straw is currently not working. You know, just because somebody on the internet did it doesn't mean it actually works. At least not in my application. I followed the guy's instruction exactly, and that isn't working. So I don't know what I'm doing there yet. This tomato plant is, plants, plural, are kicking ass and taking names. Still got to work on this fire pit. I've got cement and stuff for that. I don't know how bad it's going to rain or flood here in the wintertime, so I haven't decided whether I'm cementing that in or not. But, and then these scraggly little tomatoes right here, I salvaged. I dug them up from over there. But the funny part is now that the sun has shifted, literally like this hot pepper plant I dug up because it wasn't doing anything over there and put it in a box. The ones that I've left over here, can't really see it because of the weeds, they're almost waist high now, like in just like a week's time. I don't know. Still learning. My blueberry is still alive. Need to thank my mother for bringing my dolly back. I'd left it at her house once upon a time because we were in the Subaru, and I had to move something for a generator, but we were going to get a carload of stuff. Anyway, you see this thing here. This is actually the side of it. This here is the bottom. Sits higher there than it does here, so it's going to be on an angle. And you might ask me, what on earth am I going to do with this big old thing? It took me a month of pestering the guys at the local hardware store before they finally let me take this thing home. This is a shipping crate that a bush hog would have come in. I'm going to flip it down. This is going to be the base for my my water collection. Alright, and you see this. I got one of these things today because I need to figure out how to make one of them work before I can make three of them work. I'd actually like to find a big square one, but for the price of these, and I know where to get them, and I don't have to go fuck around with it, this is a little adapter piece. Oof, my stomach is not happy. Here, this is a food grade barrel. Diet Mountain Dew is what came in this. It's been sitting outside, so you can see it needs to be cleaned. It's still clean on the inside. I need to rinse. I don't know, it smells like lemons. But I'm going to be able to just screw that little piece in right there, cut the inside of that out, set it up on the thing. And the reason that I pointed out the big thing in the front is higher in the back than it is in the front, I'm going to be able to set the barrel so that it gravity feeds. And I need to figure out where to cut here. I'm thinking I might actually use PVC. I got to go price PVC and see if that's practical or if I need to use actual gutter material. But it's going to go right there. Excuse the dumped over propane tank and the stack of firewood. I had something else there. I had to move that stuff to get it out of the way. But I'm going to use this piece of roof and that piece of roof there. I'm going to put gutter on and have it come down and gather the rainwater there, and then probably stack the firewood underneath. We'll see. Alright, so while I've got this thing the way it is, that's going to be the back. This is going to be the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and put water sealer on all this stuff that's going to touch the bottom before I let it touch the ground. Alright, so flash forward about an hour and a half. I've got this thing moved from the front yard into the backyard where it's going to live. If you look close underneath the back here, this was actually, things look flat till you try to do things. It was on a downward slope toward the house, to which the water would never flow out at that point. So I had a couple of treated boards. Can't really see the one on that side, but I attached them as feet on the bottom. And then up here, because this jug, the water jug that I had in mind was within a half an inch of this square perimeter, but I can't find one. So for now, these barrels are $20 a piece. That's a piece of rough cut wood that's left over from the little piece of porch that you saw in the last video where I was trying to be a dry, sarcastic asshole worse than I currently already am. I got a brass fitting, or whatever that metal is. It appears to be brass, and a splitter on this thing here. Now all I got to do is figure out. See, like these are threaded, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to figure out how to. Who knows? Maybe I'll be able to just put up a gutter and attach a garden hose to it to run it down into this. It would probably be the cheapest way to do it, because I've got spare garden hose that I can cut and just put new ends on, and figure out how. I still haven't figured that out yet. Yeah, and this, I don't know if you ever saw that before it got pressure washed, but my God, how much better it looks. But yeah, I paid $20 for the barrel. I paid $3 for that fitting. The yellow thing on the end of it there, I want to say it was 99 cents at Walmart like 5 years ago. Paid $1 for that rough cut board. That was free. The treated lumber underneath was free. So yeah, I just threw that together with some junk I had laying around. But I have to go to the hardware store at some point and try to sort out gutters and figure out how the hell I'm going to get up there, because I don't have a ladder that's that big, and I surely don't know anybody that I could hire that has a ladder that big to get up there and hang a gutter. Maybe see if the guy up the road that works for Coke maybe has an extension ladder I can use. Quick little interesting tidbit of information that I just got from the guy that lives up the hill. I had him help me move my cast iron stove out of the container onto my front porch. I didn't ask him about a ladder, one favor at a time. Apparently, back when that dog showed up here, when Riff Raff showed up at this house, he and the dog warden had a conversation about us being, that like they'd already adopted that dog out 3 or 4 times. And he knew that dog because he's the animal control. That's what he does. He's animal control, dog warden. And I can't blame the man for not telling me that, like, you know, the dog, he probably knew whose dog it was before they dumped it off out here and it showed up. But can't blame the man. He lives right there, so he was able to keep an eye on whether or not that dog was healthy, or we were taking care of it. But you know, it turns out that we weren't the only people. And again, I don't blame him for not mentioning the fact that that had happened. You know, why not give us a try? Yeah, so the guy that has him now is potentially the 5th, maybe the 6th person who's tried to take that dog on, and that dog is not very old, maybe a year old. But that's just a little update on that. That it wasn't just me. It makes me feel a little bit better about the situation, even though I still hate it and I miss the dog. Because the dog had really good qualities, but its bad qualities outweighed the good ones. So, anyway, just thought I would share that little tidbit of information with you. It's too bad I don't have my rain thing set up yet. Alright, so I devised a plan. I've got an open gallon jug. I gotta close this window. We'll see how much water I can gather. This might actually be the answer to all the problems here. Literally, drill a hole and just put a gallon jug on top of it. Put it on its side. Almost missed it. It's been raining so damn hard, I've been either inside or on the porch. Hot damn, look at that. The water is rutted. That's how you know it was a good rain. Oh, see what I got going on over here. Now that it's not raining and I stepped in a puddle and my socks are wet. This thing needed washed out. This is far from the end all be all, but it needed washed out. The Diet Mountain Dew was real. Oh my God, dude. That's more than half full with a gallon jug. Like, I can't move that with one hand. Holy moly. Turn that so catch some more rain. Literally a gallon jug catching water. and that thing's half full. And I didn't put that out until it had already been raining for an hour and a half. That's like 30 minutes of rain, and that thing is half full. All right, so it's the next day. It's sprinkling again. Quite literally, just by setting that thing over in the corner with a cut milk jug, I got like 30 gallons of water in it. Problem is that now we can't lift it. I didn't bother to think that through. Yeah, so the spigot is all the way down on the ground. It can't use the water for anything in its current, so I got to drain it. It needed to be washed out anyway, so I'm gonna roll it around for like I let probably 20 gallons of water out of that. Well, not 20, maybe 15 gallons of water out of that thing because we still can't. Like we could get it up off the ground, and we got it on top of that thing, but then we dropped it down through the hole, and I had to move it back out. But it needed a good rinse on the inside anyway, so I figured I'll roll it around a little bit and then empty it out, put it back up there. I got something in my head that I'm going to do with this. I got to go see if I can find the stuff. And that's not going to happen today, because we're going to go try to find me a pair of shoes today, which means a trip to Kentucky. I hate to waste it, but I can't move it. So now again, speaking on waiting for things to defoliate, I got a lot of dead shit out here that needs to go. I'm gonna wait for all this stuff to die back. This ivy doesn't go anywhere. It's all over these trees. There's no way you'll ever get rid of it. All the glyphosate in the world. Cut those trees down and blanket that with glyphosate, and you wouldn't be able to ever get rid of that ivy. Not entirely sure if that's native to this area. Of course, let me think about this now. I've walked this far down on this chunk of dirt. My goal is by Christmas, once all this stuff, I'm going to have a clear path all the way out to the back. That somewhere down in here, when I walked through my creek, there's what looks like the remnants of a wood stove. And maybe there used to be a house back here. I don't know, to be quite honest with you. And this may have been something that somebody planted when they're, who knows, 300 years ago, there might have been a cabin back here, because there is a cast iron. It's old and it ain't usable. There's a cast iron stove there. And it's in a spot that's really inaccessible. But I'm going to work on that. Get rid of all these little sticks. And then you can't even see. I mean, way down there. My house is way down there. The land goes past the bend in the road there, all the way up. It's just, summer happened and things went crazy. And I mean, let's be honest, it is 10 acres. Kind of hard to manage by yourself. From way up here at the road, if you look down there, that's where the bench and the second fire pit for the camping spot that I eventually want to build or finish building. Oh, garbage everywhere still. Once all this calms down and the snakes are asleep, I will I ain't trying to get bit by a rattlesnake. The goats are, you can't even see them, they're over there so far. It's overwhelming for me when I look at how big this piece of dirt is that we own here, and the prospect of how many years it's going to take me to get it in shape. I got a couple things going on. I got some bean seeds here. My mother's neighbor brought her some green beans that had, they were a little overcooked, so I just pulled the seeds out of the inside of them and I dried them. Drying. I found these nifty little pots though that stack at a store while I was in Kentucky. I have an indoor grow light. I'm gonna start these outside. Well, maybe not. Maybe start them inside. I'll put some dirt in there, and I'm literally gonna just grow herbs in this indoors underneath of a grow light for the wintertime. All right, so That's got dirt in it. I used what seeds I had because they're all relatively quick. Same stuff that I have planted outside. I'm going to see if it'll grow inside, so that I might be able to do that during the winter as well. So there's spinach, spicy greens, mixed little lettuce, more like butterleaf lettuce, not heads of lettuce per se, and cilantro planted in there. While it's still somewhat warm outside, I'm just curious what I can do indoors with the air conditioning running when it's cooler in here, to see if I can duplicate that maybe in the wintertime. So I've got these planted and watered. Got my little grow bulb. That light bulb came from I found a little greenhouse thing that spins that didn't work, but I kept the light, and that's a grow bulb. So we'll see what happens. I picked some, I cut a flower for my wife today. Today's her first day of school. I hope she's doing well. About another half hour and she's done. We'll see. Well, folks, that's going to wrap it up for this week. Thank you to those of you who are still here watching. It is greatly appreciated. Yeah, check back next week. Maybe some more stuff. I'm going tomorrow to try to get the stuff to finish the rainwater thing. Go from there.